And good morning. It's the Maggie Emerson show, and we are here today. It is February 12th, 2020, and talking about clarity equals certainty. And I'm excited to dive in and even take you through some exercises to allow you to have clarity, because when you're in the wishy-washy, indecisive baloney, which is okay to be in, but don't be there very long, right? If you're kind of like, you have a sense of something, but you're not there, it is an energy drainer. I will tell you that 100%. And I watch myself do this on a regular basis, as in like, I'll catch myself, because I know that being indecisive about something, like there's even something today, I get to do a talk next week, tomorrow, next day, about to mamas locally in Durango. So if you are a local in Durango and you want something fun to do on Thursday night, the day before Valentine's Day Eve, love on yourself, we have a sip and shop at the Lively Boutique on Main Street. I think it's 9th and Main. And it's from 6 to 8. And at 6:30, I get to share with mamas organizational tips, more like systems. I love systems, but really how to like make your life easier, even when we have things on the go. So if you're local, do come join us. There'll be nibblies and sipping and shopping. There will be some wine, and there will also be bubbly water too. So I would love for you to join me there. And if you're not local, just stay tuned here and online and see what's coming up. I do actually have a program called From Burnt Out to Badass, which is for a 6-week, it is for mamas, a 6-week program for mamas to really take control of your life, right? And really enjoy it. And what I mean by that is this clarity piece. And this is actually what we dive into in week 1, is this clarity piece. And I wanted to give everybody a taste of how to find clarity. Because oftentimes, like, have you ever found yourself in your world and just frustrated that you're not where you want to be? Maybe not. And so in that moment, I want you to check in that moment, even if that moment is right now, is that actually true? You're not where you want to be. Do you even have a where you want to be? And do you actually need to be where you think you need to be? There's some food for that. I like to throw these out. And so check in with yourself, do I actually have somewhere I want to be? Am I working towards something else? The other thing to this is to really get clear. So I want to speak to mom life, I want to speak to business life, I want to speak to like general life, all of it. But in a sense, it's like our whole worlds don't have to be compartmentalized. We've been taught and told that it needs to be like, you're at work and you've got your work hat on, and you're a mom and you've got your mom hat on, and it's all these things about us dance together. And when we begin to separate them, that's when things actually get fuzzy. It sometimes feels like, if we're like, okay, I want my work life to be this way, or my business to be this way. Well, guess what? If I get clarity on what I want my business to be like, and I don't include my kiddo, there's fuzzy lines, and it gets fuzzy and it gets weird. Like, I used to, put my work hat on, business hat on, and I couldn't do any work when my kid was around, and it made things fuzzy. And then when I got really clear on, my kiddo is a part of the inclusion of my life and my business, and it all dances together, especially now that, I've really paid attention to who I was working with, and really got clear that, working with mamas and mama entrepreneurs is really quite delightful, because there's these extra components that actually are contributions to us if we allow them to be. Our kids, our relationships, all of these things that in this reality, we've been told and taught that it needs to be a struggle, it needs to be this. And I'm not saying there are moments where I have my moments and things aren't going the way I want them to, and I want to like take my ball and go home. But I can't, because I'm home, right? But there are things that make it better, and just joking with yourself too is one of those things. But that, back to the coming to the clarity piece, is I want you to really, if you have stuff that's draining your world right now, if you're tired, or you're just things you keep getting repeat, what I call Groundhog Day, it's time to get clarity on what you would like. Because guess what? If things keep happening in your world that are like either the same thing over and over again, or same shit, different pile, guess who's the creator of them? You. Once you're clear on that, you can be certain you can change it. All right? So let's actually just take something. So I'm going to take, what am I going to take? What can we play with? Just take a deep breath. I really want to give you something to like really like chew on and play with today about clarity, and so that you have certainty. Actually, and let me just give you an example. Nothing, like every time I have clarity of something, it always comes to fruition, right? And by clarity, I don't mean like necessarily just say I mean like I now have a phenomenal man in my life that is like we get to walk together through our lives, right? And we really support each other and honor each other where we are. I didn't go and do the clarity of he needs to be this tall, this blah, 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 blah. No, but I had the clarity of the energies. I had the clarity of the energies of what I require in my life as a partner, someone who's a partner, someone who we create together. And with that clarity, I swear, so yeah, it was less than a month from my clarity to creating a relationship with him that it was there, right? I remember too with my kiddo, here's the clarity. I didn't necessarily decide that I needed to have a boy or a girl or whatnot, but once it was decided, it is time. It was a call from within too of like, it's time to have a kid. Within 3 weeks, I was pregnant with my kiddo. So when there's certainty and I want to take away the expectations. If you want to learn more about expectations, head on over to Unstoppable Mamas Facebook group. I did a really cool video on that and expectations and how they don't necessarily serve you, right? Especially when we expect things from each other, when there's an underlying expectation of something else about to occur. But this clarity of like, these are the energies that I'd like to have in my life. These are the this is what I would like to be surrounded with. I would like to travel. I would like, it is like manifest. People talk about manifesting. Yet there's a different manifesting. If you actually look up the definition of manifestation, I think it's that it's not quite what we think it is. So go look it up. I'm not going to look it up right now. But it's about actualizing what we want in our life. When we have the clarity, we can be certain or sure that what we're asking for is going to be there. Let me tell you a story about asking, or let me just warn you, be careful what you ask for. It will not show up the way you think it will, but the more you acknowledge that it is showing up because you requested it, the easier it's going to be. Now I feel like I'm talking at you. For those of you who are live or watching in the replay, let me know you're here. If you have any questions, if there's a specific area of your world that needs clarity, I think, if we go through, just kind of like really take a bird's eye view, like zoom out on your world. And is there any area of your life that you're fuzzy on? Like pick something right now that, you're wanting to make a decision on that feels fuzzy, right? And I want you to get the energy of one choice. And just sit with that energy for a moment. Just sit with it. Okay, I'm gonna just choose one thing. Just sit with it. Sense the energy. Does it make you excited? Does it make you nervous? What is it? And then drop that choice, get the energy of the other choice, right? Just say you're one or the other. Notice the energy that brings you. Does that give you clarity as to what you'd like to have? My guess is yes. It works every time with my clients. And so then now you don't have to waste your energy and you can release that, and that certainty can come like bubble up from the inside and you can move forward. It's really simple, but for some reason we just simply let ourselves linger in that unknown fuzzy space. And the more you're on the path of let's go, and not from like push or hustle or anything, but like, no, choose choose and move, choose and move, choose and move. You can watch kids do this. They play, they choose, and they do their own thing, right? You just choose and go with it and see what it creates. But without this clarity, you're not going to have the certainty of the momentum forward. It's like if you were to take an ultra runner where every turn on the road or whatever they were choosing, they hemmed and hawed about what direction versus just being like, this is the direction that I'm going. They're going to get there a lot faster, right? They're going to get there a lot faster if they just choose. When we're hemming and hawing, it holds us back. It takes energy away, not only from us, but from what we're doing out in the world. And from my personal experience, we're here to be with each other. Doesn't mean we have to be with each other all the time. We get to choose. And I also look at, it's funny, I've never really been a basketball fan. I remember playing in 4th grade. Wow, I'm sounding American now. Grade 4. And I remember playing and I broke these 3 fingers at once, diving for a ball because I really wanted it. And anyways, my point is I've never really been that. But what I want to say is that certainty creates this sense of relaxation in our people's world and showing up for people. And we're meant to be around, like, with people and contribute, because if you look at Kobe Bryant and his daughter, like this still, it was, what was it, 2 weeks ago that the crash was? And I still look at, like, really am enthralled with the way Kobe and how his daughter showed up in the world and how clear they were with what they loved and the certainty and the professionalism and there was no energy of it wasn't going to happen in their world. And when we're unclear, we're telling the world, the universe, God, whatever it is, that it's okay if it doesn't happen. Guess what? You have this life to live, right? You have this one chance in this body. Whatever you believe, whether we come back or not, you have this chance, this moment in your body. So are you going to live it in a space of wishy-washy, uncertain, or are you going to get clear and take action, right? And I want to speak out to specific, like, even like people like me who like to people please. I mean, I'm over it, and I keep catching myself doing that, but I'm changing that pattern that I chose to take on, right? And in that, my life is becoming clearer and clearer, and there's less drag. There's less energy because of the clarity and the choice to be like, no, I'm here. And it feels funky and it feels wonky, right? Because when you're doing something new, it's going to feel weird and wonky. It just is. It just is, because it's new, right? You can't expect, I have to remind myself this all the time. You can't expect, like, I couldn't go out and, like, stay with basketball. I couldn't go out and play in the NWA right now. I'd have to show up and be on the basketball court every day and see if I actually had the capabilities, which I actually think I could. I think I could if I loved it, right? So get clear on what it is you want and get after it. Get clear with how you want to show up with your family. Get clear on how you can be so that you can ask for what you need from the universe, from the people in your world. So there's no more energy drains of allowing yourself to have a less than world. It doesn't have to be that way. And it's an energetic shift, and it's just showing up every day and choosing towards what it is you would like to have. That's how it works. And I want to share with you too right now, like, go check out Maggie-Emerson.com. From Burnt Out to Badass starts next Tuesday. The doors actually close on Monday. And it really is like the first week of really diving into clarity. And it's not just like a fluffy clarity. We're going deep, right? We're going to get to the nitty gritty and the energies that you really want to have in your world. Like the energies of how, like, what does your home feel like when you come home? What is your relationship with your partner, your kids, who you're working with, your clients, whoever that may be. And what are the energies? And get really crystal clear on these are the energies that I will have in my life. And you start to bring them in. And it's the energetic space that we live from that really starts to create and unfold. And I've thrown in a bonus of what is it called? I forget what I called it. It's about energy. It's a whole class, a bonus call. Zoom, we'll be meeting on Zoom on energy, magic tricks. And I call them magic tricks because they're things that like everybody can use every day, but we don't. So it feels like magic, but it's when we're in that space of flow, right? We're gonna learn how to ask for what we desire. Once we're clear, then we can start asking. And we can start saying no to what actually doesn't serve us. We can start saying yes to what actually does serve us. And we can receive that. We're going to be talking about receiving. We're going to be talking about creating community and the support that's required in your world, because we're not meant to do this alone at all, especially motherhood, especially business. We're just not meant to do it alone. We're meant to we're just not. You even look at animals. Majority of animals stick together, right? They support each other. They have fights. And yeah, Logan, energetic. It really is energetic. And we're gonna look at how to request of people, especially family, kids, without feeling like you have to nag all the time. Right? What energy is there where it's just that's the way it is. You know, you meet those people where you're like, oh, you don't mess with this person. That can be cultivated. Right? There's a look I give my son that he knows. You know, he tries to test things. He's a salesman. He's gonna do well in the world. He's persistent, and he's invited me to step up. I had to get really clear and find the clarity of like, you know what? I love being his friend, but I'm here to be his mom, and we can play, but there is clarity here. And then the certainty of like who I am as a mom has come from that. And when we have the clarity, like here's another thing. If we're seeking for acknowledgement and that sort of thing from other people, it sucks, right? And we're looking for that authorization to be who we are, do what we're doing. And I've been there, done that so many times. But the thing is, once we claim it ourselves, you'll get the accolades and it won't matter. It'll just be like, yeah, thank you. And I want that for you. I do, because it feels much better. So go out there, make your choices, get clear, and make shit happen for you. Like, you got this one body, this body to live in right now. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to show up and live your life fully? Or you're going to stay on the sidelines wishing and hoping and wondering why things are happening to you when, truth be told, you are the creator of this. There's a little ass kicking from Maggie. Thank you for tuning into the Maggie Emerson Show. I will be live every Wednesday, 10 a.m. Mountain. And go check out Maggie-Emerson.com, from burnt out to badass. DM me, say this is what intrigues me the most about this. This is what's going on with me. I want to know. How can I support you? What can I contribute to you? Ciao. Have a beautiful day.